we got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Do you need to get one of these tests done at an affordable price? Well, look no further. Visit Allied Laboratories by Fit for Life today. We offer VDRL, CBC, ANA, rheumatoid factor, D-dimer, TROP1, HbA1c, PTINR, and PTT. Call one of our branches today, conveniently located at Grenville and Granats, and one of our staff members will be happy to assist. Please note that there are over 200 tests available, and these are only a few. So call today and book your appointment.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenada, you come first.
Alrighty, and of course we want to say hello and welcome to another Mikey Live program. I am your host Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the spice side of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. And we have so much to tell you. We have a lot of information for you, and of course we have a special edition of our program tonight. We'll be getting into something that has happened today. Some very interesting developments regarding a high-profile case here in Grenada. We'll be talking to you about that in a moment. We have other things to tell you about as well. All right, so that man who killed his Grenadian wife in front of their 2-year-old daughter, then stuffed her body in a suitcase. He walks free, and his attorney explains exactly how that happened. And of course, we've got severe weather to affect Grenada beginning. We'll tell you more about that, and providing that time permits, we'll have more to tell you about the situation in Trinidad and Tobago as well. So folks, this is it right here. We got to let you know the headlines was brought to you Yep, so sorry for that little technical issue there. And so again, quotes Grenada Limited, Digicel, NAWASA, the Housing Authority of Grenada. We've got superb distributors as well online with us. And of course, we want to also let you know that we have one new sponsor on board with us. We are talking about the Infinite Contractors and Machinery. Okay, so folks, we have so much to talk to you about tonight. And so we're going to get right into it. And providing that time permits, then we'll tell you about other things. So again, if you have missed it, severe weather to affect Grenada beginning tomorrow, Wednesday, and as well, we've got more to tell you about in a moment. We take a break and come back. And remember, someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credits, compliments, Digicel, and that person could be you. So go ahead and share the business. The last time we gave so many people free credit. If we are in the mood tonight, you never know, we'll be able to give you some as well. Take care. We'll be back shortly.
Fuel your dreams with a communal vehicle loan. It's a huge deal with super awesome rates and discounts. Get the vehicle that's just for you. Enjoy your journey. Make memories. Explore more. We're fueling dreams to your destination. It's a huge deal and it's just for you. Your destination, and we'll take you there. Call or message us on WhatsApp 405-6670 or 405-2248. Let's get you where you have to be with Communal and Friends. This special promotion is in collaboration with The Beacon Insurance, Netherlands Insurance, Greens Automotive, RF Motors, and Specialized Automotive. We're fueling dreams to your destination. Apply today. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
That special time of the year is getting closer. So on Saturday, November 5th, Chucky's Promotion presents Soca Parang in the Basket, featuring live from Trinidad, Scrunta. Scrunta. 3 regional artists, 1 string band, plus top local entertainers. All happening at Spice Basket. Stay locked for more info.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only. Alrighty, and again, we'd like to say officially welcome to every one of you who are currently tuned in on the Mikey Live program. To the first-time viewers, we are saying hello to you. And to the usual suspects, we'd like to say hello as well. We've got a brief notice here coming to you from the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, advising consumers in Victoria, Jesus, Waltham, Maran, White Gun, and surrounding areas, all right, in the parish of St. Mark and St. John, that in order to undertake network maintenance, your water supply will be interrupted on Wednesday, September 21st, 2022, between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, affected consumers, you are therefore encouraged to collect and store water in clean, covered containers prior to the interruption in your water supply, all right? What they are saying is that the system needs to have some work done, and they have no other choice to do it then and there. All right, please be advised that although the network will be restored at 4 p.m., consumers in elevated areas, you may receive a supply within 2 hours after the scheduled restoration. So they're going to take the water for a couple hours from 8 to 4, and they say that they need to do that. Speaking of water, boy, we have received weather bulletin from the Met Office, and that pertains to a system or area of disturbed weather and so on that is approaching Grenada. In fact, there are some weather models that are suggesting that a hurricane can pass just south of Grenada in a couple of days. Of course, these are just weather modules or models, as they say, all right? And many things, this is not definite, things can change, but this is somewhat like a prediction, all right, that a hurricane is likely to pass just south of Grenada in a couple of days. However, that's not what we're hearing from the Met Office. They are telling us something different, as they should, because what they are saying that we are going to be impacted by some severe weather. All right. So what they are saying here is that, and again, when I say they, we're talking about Met Office. All right. The Met Office, they say that they're monitoring an area of disturbed weather east of the southern Windward Islands. Now, the synopsis. It says here that an area of disturbed weather embedded in a tropical wave is approximately 391 nautical miles east of the southern Windward Islands. This area is showing signs of organization, and additional development is expected within the next few days. Thus, there is a medium, about 60% chance that it will develop into a tropical depression within the next 48 hours as the system moves westward to west-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and the central Caribbean Sea. Now, weather models suggest that the southern Windward Islands will experience the effects of this system as early as late Wednesday morning. Forecast for the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique can expect cloudy to overcast conditions. Okay, again, cloudy to overcast conditions with moderate to heavy showers and thunder showers, accompanied by gusty winds up to 35 miles per hour on Wednesday. Now, as a result, the Met Office has issued a warning for a medium chance of flooding and landslides in vulnerable areas. A high wind advisory and a marine advisory remains in effect. In terms of the potential impacts, a medium chance of street and river flooding, a medium chance of landslides and rockfall, broken tree limbs and displacement of loose objects, agitated seas due to above normal swells. And they are saying that they are going to update the nation as necessary. Earlier, we told you that we are going to be having a special edition of our Mikey Live program tonight. Now, we are going to be featuring a very high-profile case that has gone south today. Now, just as a reference, we are talking about the Alexander Clark murder trial, who is a British man who's married to a Grenadian, and then they moved to Grenada. Nixian Downs Clark. Now, that man is a former prison officer. And you will remember a couple of years ago, he was convicted for killing. According to reports, he strangled and battered his wife, Nixian Downs Clark, during a row at their home at that time. And they are also saying that that happened in front of their 2-year-old daughter. You understand? Now, according to reports back then, the murder accused told police that he stuffed his 27-year-old wife's body into a suitcase and then buried her in a 3-foot deep grave. You understand? Now, a family member said that they always knew that he was a violent bully, and said that they warned Nixian against going to Grenada with him. That individual added, I had never liked him. I didn't want them to get married. He was a control freak. According to them, he would batter Nixian. And just 3 weeks before she was murdered, according to them, he broke her arm. He said that she was scared of him. And she was just too scared to tell the police. According to that family member, I swapped messages with her the night before she was murdered. And she told me she and her husband were having problems with their marriage and that they had split up. I am now worried that at the time that they were saying that when she went missing, that they were worried that he might have done something to her. According to them, all of it happened in front of the child, in front of the 2-year-old. You remember she had gone missing. He was seen as a suspect, and a search party was mounted, and they searched and they searched and they searched and they searched until he eventually confessed, and then he took police to the area, where her body was buried. You understand? I have to tell you too that I do not know much of her, but I remember there was one time that she reached out, and we were scheduled to meet a particular day, and when we arrived to where we planned to meet, she didn't show up at all. And we too were having our own doubts as to what might have happened to her. You remember how many people came out not knowing her at all, but volunteered their time to search for her at the time when she went missing. The news broke a couple of days later that her body was found in a suitcase. Now, that matter went to court, and he received one of the stiffest penalties ever handed down to an individual in Grenada of 67.5 years behind bars. It was unheard of. Unheard of. The judge thought circumstances. It was just gruesome. Everything was just horrific. And the sentence justified the crime. It was justified. Today, well, we know that there was an appeal. Well, everybody thought, yeah, everybody appeals, Ain't going nowhere. Today, matter went back to court. Appeal case. Then, we all learned, in shock, that due to some technicality, the man who was convicted of killing his wife of 4 or 5 years, I think at 5 years, on their 5th wedding anniversary, in the presence of their 2-year-old child, is now a free man. And so, the media was anxious to understand what really happened. How is it that this has happened? And his attorney, Anslem Clouden, now explains. We must tell you that this is an extended version of our program, so you would expect that this interview will last a couple minutes, because this is our main feature of our program tonight. And we thought that a 2 or 3 minute explanation would not suffice. And so for the benefit of the general public in understanding exactly what happened, we now present our interview with his attorney, Anslem Clouden.
Clark, the prisoner, up until a few moments ago, was charged with non-capital murder on the 17th on the 17th day of June 2014 at Calais, in the parish of St. George within the Southern Magisterial District, that he committed non-capital murder by intentionally causing the death of Anslem Downs Clark by unlawful harm, contrary to sections 230 of the Criminal Code. Now, a lengthy trial. This case would involve the lady Nexian Clark was the wife of Alexander Clark. And there were very, very gruesome circumstances surrounding her death and burial. Her body was found in a suitcase in Montmorris, where it is alleged, well, no longer alleged, but the fact is that her body was found, himself and his then girlfriend buried the body in a shallow grave in Montmorris. I'm just trying to get her name. Following the trial, of which he was convicted and sentenced to 67.5 years by the then presiding judge, Madam Justice Guilford, Pamela Guilford. Following that sentence, we appealed to the Court of Appeal, and that appeal was filed on the 9th day of February 2016. Since the filing of the appeal in the Court of Appeal, we have had a number of status hearings, and also an application was made for bail. And I'm getting to the reason why the application was made for bail. Since the appeal was filed in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, some 3 years had expired, and we weren't able to secure the transcript of evidence, the transcript of proceedings at the trial court. I would leave you with this letter from the Registrar of the Supreme Court. And this is what it says. Please be advised, this letter is written to Alexander Clark at Her Majesty's prison. And she says in the letter, that's the Registrar of the Supreme Court, please be advised that the Court Reporting Unit, CRU, has indicated that they have prepared most of the transcript using the available audio and the judge's notes. However, despite several attempts to locate the audio or the judge's notes for the portion of the trial dealing with the summation of the plea in mitigation, these remain outstanding. The CRU therefore does not have the ability to complete the transcript at this point in time. So she is saying that, look, they don't have the summation of the judge and the recorded. So the court made certain inquiries. What has become of the transcript? And the registrar advised the court that, in fact, the computer that had the recordings of the judge was stolen. Stolen. Yeah. There was a case, and this is becoming quite prevalent. because of the lack of proper security of documents in the court. There is a matter that was started since 2014, a big drug matter. And it's been delayed now on the grounds that part of the court record, the magistrate's court record, had disappeared. So they had to recall witnesses. There's something rather prevalent because of the manner in which court documents are being kept in responsible countries. I must say, these documents are kept at all times in a vault, and very few persons have the combination number to the vault. So this is something that we need to look into, the public at large, so that we appeal to the Court of Appeal, saying, look, you cannot have this man in prison without his ability to prosecute his appeal. It's unfair. And the state cannot, as respondent, reply, nor could we advance cogent grounds on appeal. So the appeal was heard today, and we argued that, look, you have to grant a stay of proceedings because there is no evidence that the stolen computer containing that information would ever be retrieved. And you cannot have an accused person in prison where he has appealed and his appeal cannot be heard because of the state's problem, not his. He had nothing to do with the disappearance of the computer. So we argued that, look, the court on the last sitting of the Court of Appeal, this is the second time the appeal is before the court. At the last sitting of the Court of Appeal, the court held that it could not countenance an application for bail because bail would be ad infinitum. And you can't put somebody on bail forever. So the matter was set down for hearing today, this morning. And we argued, the court intimated, however, on the last appeal before it, I had to withdraw the application for bail, and the court dismissed the appeal because the court felt you can't have a man in prison, you put him out on bail, and there is no reasonable opportunity for him to continue the proceedings. So they decided to hear the matter on grounds, and two grounds we advanced. One, the court had intimated, on the last occasion, that they may be inclined to have a rehearing of the matter, a retrial. So we argued strenuously today that a retrial would be unjust, unfair, and would constitute a great miscarriage of justice. And it would give the prosecution two bites at the cherry. And there is always a possibility that they may attempt to come in with fresh evidence that wasn't at the original trial. And we argued that, look, sections 41(2) of the West Indians Supreme Court Act, Act 366, does not give the Court of Appeal the powers to order a retrial in this circumstance. And this must be made clear. Yes, that's right. In this particular circumstance, because there could be nothing before the court upon which to base an order for a retrial. Okay, and a retrial is ordered after a conviction is declared to be unsafe and unsatisfactory. But this Court of Appeal had no opportunity to make such a finding that the conviction is unsafe and unsatisfactory because there's no record of proceedings. There's no summation of the judge. So, and a stay of proceedings would be done on two grounds. One, where the accused could not receive the fruits of a fair trial, and two, where in fact it would be an affront or it would depreciate the integrity of the criminal justice system to put him on trial. But in spite of all of that, those are the principles upon which a retrial is generally ordered. But in the circumstances of this case, the Court of Appeal didn't have an opportunity to determine whether the conviction was safe or unsafe. So they were left with no other alternative. Notwithstanding the resistance from the DPP's office, Mr. Howard Pinnock, he came up with all kinds of alternatives he suggested to the court so that they could, if possible, they could come back and charge Mr. Thing again. Of course not. That would be contrary to the law because he has at bar what is called an atrophy convict. So he was convicted on the same evidence and they can't use that evidence against him any further. So the court decided this morning to release Mr. Clark immediately. That's the order of the court. Mr. Clark is to be released immediately. Well, after the court has considered, I must say, the public interest involved, including the seriousness of the offense, the length of time since the commission of the offense, the amount of any sentence of imprisonment, which amounted to 67 months, the defendant's age, and the ability to rerun the trial without prejudice to either party. They felt that it would prejudice the prisoner, Mr. Clark, should they do anything other than stay proceedings in this matter and release him accordingly. And Mr. Clark is now a free man.
Can he travel out of Grenada?
He can go anywhere. He is as free as you and I.
Secondly, though, the circumstances that gave rise to that particular decision by the court, there's a strong possibility that a number of other cases will follow suit because of what you did earlier.
Well, to my surprise, the Mr. Pinnock, the senior Crown Counsel, in fact indicated that there are a few cases of like condition, and it is very likely that this case would be a precedent-setting case. So I'm calling on the new administration. We knew things were done haphazardly in the past, and things were just there laying around. There was no respect for the rule of law, no respect for judgments of the court. I think we should now insist in the transformational agenda that all court documents are properly secured. Magistrates, High Court and Court of Appeal, because you may want to take a matter from the Court of Appeal to the Privy Council, and justice must be seen to be done. In this case, justice was done because the state was negligent in providing safekeeping for court documents. And I'm not at all surprised that there may be other instances arising similarly to this. I saw one in the magistrate's court, a big case, serious offense. They had to recall police officers to give testimony because the magistrate's notes had disappeared.
What can be done and what can the state do say the precedent of what that is being said.
Oh, yes.
So the impact that would have on those people that were affected by directly or indirectly
Yeah.
from a situation like this.
Well, the state has to take very serious measures to secure documents. That ought to be top priority. But I should say that Clark had already spent 8 years in jail from the date of his conviction to present. Having regard to the remand time, he had already spent 2 years on remand, so that he was sentenced to 67.5 years. But the argument, you know, the prosecution couldn't answer it because the court's hands were tied. They couldn't move on to 41 subsection 2 of the Act 17 of 336. They couldn't move on to that act, but because they hadn't heard the case, and there was no determination as to whether the conviction was safe or unsafe. You see, a court of appeal can always decide that the conviction was unsafe because the judge admitted evidence that she ought not to have admitted. And therefore, wherever you have hearsay evidence in a criminal trial admitted and put before a jury, and a conviction ensues as a consequence, that conviction is unsafe. So the Court of Appeal, in the exercise of the powers under 41 of the Act 17, 1 and 2, can order a retrial. A retrial is generally ordered, but only where the court has the advantage of scrutinizing the summation of the judge, the record of proceedings, and based on counsel's representation that certain miscarriages had taken place at the trial level. But the record is there for the Court of Appeal and ultimately the Privy Council to make a determination as to whether the conviction is safe or unsafe. And once they declare it's unsafe, they can either order a retrial or they can quash the conviction and let the man walk free.
But initially,
This is what was done in the case I appeared in Bennett and John, where the court, the Privy Council, but they had all the relevant information. The Privy Council had ordered a retrial of Bennett. And there was a dissenting judge, although he was never retried, but there was a dissenting judge on that decision. And this is what he had to say. Why sometimes Lord Stern had disagreed with the Bennett case, and that case came from Grenada, if you remember. Bennett and John, the Motley Hill murder it was. So, that the judge here is saying why sometimes courts are hesitant to order a retrial. Okay? And this is what Lord Stern said in the Bennett and John case emanating from Grenada, dealing with an issue that arose today in the Privy Council. And remember, I had represented Bennett and represented John at the Privy Council. And this is what the dissenting judge says. An order for a retrial may only be made if the interests of justice so require. Sections 41(2) of Act 17, Grenada. The purpose of this statutory provision is to enable a court to order a retrial to ensure that justice is done. On the other hand, this power is not to be exercised where it would place the defendant in a worse position than he was at the original trial. He goes on further. It is also established that the prosecution should not be given another chance to cure evidential deficiencies in its case against the defendant. So that there's also sometimes a reluctance to, as it were, issue a retrial. But when Mr. Justice Batiste, now presiding Chief Justice, hinted at the last sitting of the Court of Appeal that they may be inclined to order a retrial, I had to demonstrate to the court that the law, the act here, doesn't allow them to do that because they have not seen the evidence to make a determination as to whether the conviction is safe or unsatisfactory. So, Mr. Clark is a free man. He's free to go wherever he chooses.
Thank you very much. And that's, in a nutshell, an explanation being put by the attorney for Mr. Clark, Attorney Anslem Clouden. And as you've heard in his final statements there, Clark is now a free man. When police found Nixian's body, she had a broken jaw, injuries to her ribs. She was strangled and had blunt force injuries. Their daughter was there. She was the mother. Nixian was killed in front of their 2-year-old daughter. And this is now where the case ends. 8 years later, he walks a free man. All right. It's a tough one, but of course we thought that we should do this feature tonight at least to give you the benefit of understanding the technicalities involved in that final decision. Before we wrap tonight, we've got coming up the national report and the weather, and also to tell you that in Trinidad, several people died. It was 2 security guards and 4 suspected robbers. It was a Pennywise, right? It was a Pennywise store, yeah, Pennywise Plaza that was robbed. The alleged robbers killed the security guards and the police officer killed the robbers. And it's been alleged that the mother of one of the robbers who worked at Pennywise helped set up the robbery. Of course, this is trending in Trinidad right now, Trinidad and Tobago. We have posted a story on that on our page. We invite you to continue the conversation on this. What do you think about the, not this particular story, but the one prior? Continue the conversation on the page. We're taking a break and come back, and when we come back, we'll have for you the national report. We will likewise have for you the weather.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at you, basically a whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Do you need to get one of these tests done at an affordable price? Well, look no further. Visit Allied Laboratories by Fit for Life today. We offer VDRL, CBC, ANA, rheumatoid factor, D-dimer, TROP1, HbA1c, PTINR, and PTT. Call one of our branches today, conveniently located at Grenville and Granats, and one of our staff members will be happy to assist. Please note that there are over 200 tests available, and these are only a few. So call today and book your appointment.
And as well, we want to tell you about Infinite Contractors and Machinery. They are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. Now, they say that they provide excavation services and engineering and consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works like drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services as well, paving services, also concrete drainways, and they say also they do remodeling and renovation, painting services as well, and tiling, and much more. And ask about the rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, steel props, and a whole lot more. You can contact them on telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Fuel your dreams with a communal vehicle loan. It's a huge deal with super awesome rates and discounts. Get the vehicle that's just for you. Enjoy your journey. Make memories. Explore more. We're fueling dreams to your destination. It's a huge deal and it's just for you. Your destination, and we'll take you there. Call or message us on WhatsApp 405-6670 or 405-2248. Let's get you where you have to be with Communal and Friends. This special promotion is in collaboration with The Beacon Insurance, Netherlands Insurance, Greens Automotive, RF Motors, and Specialized Automotive. We're fueling dreams to your destination. Apply today. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Hey man, when we come online, you only juking up your phone.
Yeah boy, now what I say, they have an app. I can't find it. I check Play Store. I do a Google search. I can't find it. Man, I get fed up, man.
Nah man, because you look in the wrong place. The app is web-based.
Web-based?
Yes, you access it via your web browser, right? You can add it to your home screen or your desktop, like any regular app. Watch. Look, I have it on my phone, right? And you can access it or add it to any device, your computer, your tablet, any device.
Well, how am I doing that and I can't find it?
Okay, watch. All you have to do is open your browser, right? And type mobile.nawasa.gd. And voila, you see?
Hey, just so?
Yes, and you can download it or access it via the web. Once you have a reliable internet connection, right? You can run the app anywhere, anytime.
So, how I adding that to my home screen?
Right, so you click on those three dots, right? Or your web browser setting and look for the option to install app or add to home screen. Easy peasy.
Well, thank you. Now I could help Auntie June because she was having the same problem too.
The NAWASA app, versatile, fast-paced, and always up to date because it's web-based. So Auntie June won't always have to install update. Once a change is made to the app, it updates automatically, no hassle.
Well, that's a good thing.
Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion.
That special time of the year is getting closer. So on Saturday, November 5th, Chucky's Promotion presents Soca Parang in the Basket, featuring live from Trinidad, Scrunta. 3 regional artists, 1 string band, plus top local entertainers. All happening at Spice Basket. Stay locked for more info.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Welcome to Yogo. Most of you know us for our food delivery service and our food pass for free delivery from restaurants. But did you know you can also use us for grocery deliveries too? We've just added another 5,000 plus new items to Yogo's supermarket. And stay updated as we add more products and vendors. Yogo Services is our convenient skip the line offering. Let us pay your electric, water, and other utility bills for you. With us, you will be able to buy tickets, pay your rent, schedule bookings, and other services. Need a ride to get somewhere? Give Yogo Lyft a try. Select your pickup location and destination location and wait for our driver to collect you. Never have to worry about how you're gonna get to a place again. Please see website or app for our service locations. And sign up now.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Plans are progressing for payment of retroactive pension in November. This story and more in the national report.
I think I decided. I want this one.
Excuse me. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Can you tell me why it is you decided to purchase this fridge?
Sure, because it's a lot cheaper, looks good, and if I should say, does the same job as all the others.
I see. Can I show you something?
No problem.
See what the sign says? It said this appliance uses natural refrigerants.
So...
This refrigerator uses green cooling technology with natural refrigerant, which is environmentally friendly and does not hamper to the environment and the ozone layer. Equipments like these will greatly reduce your electricity bill, last longer, perform better, and protect the environment, and will give you the peace of mind in knowing that you are doing your part in creating a more environmentally responsible world for current and future generations.
So you're telling me that this fridge right here may cost a little more now, but I can save on my electricity bill? It will perform better and last longer than this other one and have all the things you just said?
Oh yeah.
Remember, when purchasing an AC or refrigerator for your home or business, be sure to ask for the one that uses natural refrigerants. Go green.
Let's beware, let's beware. Going green, you hear? So the ozone layer won't disappear. So let's go green, using natural refrigerants.
With the details to the news for Tuesday, 20th September 2022, I am Chrisanne Mitchell. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mike Sylvester, says plans by the Deacon Mitchell-led administration to make retroactive pension payments in November are progressing. During an interview with Corporate Communications Officer Ruth Roberts, Sylvester said staffing is a continuous process, with the Pension Secretariat now functioning. The team is reviewing the list of pensioners and applications received for pension payments. He says they are making significant progress and payments are expected to be made on time by mid to late November as promised by Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell.
The Secretariat is established on Lucas Street there. That's close to Parliament building, that entrance there. And they have been, of course, on a regular basis responding to queries of and so on. The staff in there, they have been reviewing the list of pensioners and applications that they have been receiving. And from all indications, they have been making significant progress in terms of doing that. We would have, through the supplementary budget that was recently approved by the Finance Committee, would have provided for the payment of the pensions. And we expect that once the supplementary budget is approved by the Houses of Parliament, which is expected to be towards the end of this month and early October, we are then in a position to facilitate the payment by the 15th of November. And by the end of November, in the event that we have any delays or any other issues that would have delayed us. So I think we are well on the way to do that. I feel very confident that we can do so, and so it's in a good space.
A few weeks ago, Prime Minister Mitchell visited the newly opened Pension Secretariat, where he was updated on progress made on their operations. Grenada's Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell wants to transform the way we do business as a people, especially as it relates to the education and agricultural sectors. During a recent town hall meeting in New York, Prime Minister Mitchell spoke to the need to incorporate vocational education and skills training in the learning process. He says the current education system does not adequately prepare students for the reality of the world's economic state, pointing out that while Grenada is surrounded by water, there is still no formal training to prepare students for jobs in the aquamarine or boat building field. As such, the Grenadian leader says there must be a change to the modus operandi.
There is almost no reference in our education system to the ocean, to the sea, to our beaches, to our coral reef, to fishing, to preservation of our fish stock, to learning to fish, to the preservation of fish, to the processing of fish, or to the sale of fish. Our education system makes absolutely no reference to that issue. It makes no reference to boat building, to boat repairs, and the list goes on and on. That is the reality. You only learn to build a boat if you're from Piti Matlik and Karikou. Or from Gov, or Marian, or Subies. That's the truth. But if you're not from these villages, the likelihood that you learn how to build a boat or repair a boat is slim. It's either because you have an uncle or father or brother or someone who will pass that knowledge on. But our formal education system does not address that alone. And I make this point to say, it is not that difficult to transform Grenada. It is not that difficult to match our education system to the actual realities of what we face. But it seems over the last 30 or 35 years not to have been any political or leadership will to do so. But that stopped on the 24th of June 2022.
Touching on the subject of agriculture, Prime Minister Mitchell said a strategic approach that focuses on local consumption and production must be adopted. He said there must be collective willpower if this is to be realized.
Minister of Education, I believe there's about 10 to 20,000 students in the education system in Grenada. If you had a market of 10 to 20,000 people, your business will be successful. A simple thing, and I've used this example over and over. Policy decision that says each child must eat a banana a day would mean you'd have to produce 20,000 bananas a day. By 5 days a week, that's 100,000. That's 100,000 bananas a month. So we didn't need to export the bananas to England. But when we were prevented from doing so, we never focused on ourselves, and the banana industry died. But it's a simple industry to revive by simply saying, we will feed our own children with our food, and we will give them natural starch that are healthier by simply doing so. But it is not just the growing of the bananas. Someone has to pick them, someone has to store them, someone has to ensure they ripened, and then we have to have the distribution system that allows it to be distributed consistently at the schools. And I'm saying right there is a business model.
Grenada's Minister for Education, Honorable David Andrew, has outlined plans that he says will place emphasis on all levels of education and also taking into consideration students with special needs. Mr. Andrew, who addressed the recent town hall meeting in New York, says focus will be placed on education from early childhood through continuing education and will also include ICT in education.
We really want to focus education from early childhood through the mainstream right into adult and continuing education. Yeah? We do recognize that some areas have been left out, not fairly treated, and so we want to give meaningful attention right across. We want to put due emphasis in early childhood education. We know there are things we must do in the mainstream. We want to take care of our special needs populations. I know some people asked me about that last night. And we want to strengthen the support structures we have for them. And we also want to take care of adult and continuing education.
Minister Andrews also noted the intervention of ICT in the school system can help fill the gaps in the digital era. He outlined some of the plans the government has to fill those gaps in education through ICT.
The technologies are passing some of our adults by. So even when we move education, learning and online, our adults, many of them are not able to meaningfully cope and to support children, their children. And so we need to do some work there too. And that's part of the plan. When we look carefully at it, there's a lot more that needs to happen. The access, because when we looked at it, access was still a challenge for many. And then the ability to even to ensure that teachers were appropriately prepared and resourced to use those modalities, in some cases, proved to be a challenge because we have senior teachers too who would need the extra push and the extra support. And then coming out of that, apart from just access, we need a learning management system, which I think we've fallen short on. A strong, a robust learning management system that will cater for content development, content upload, interactive activity, so that it broadens. If we tie that in with access, then we create a stronger platform for our students to be able to meaningfully benefit from ICT.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight, candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. Some encouraging news regarding the documents stored at the Grenada Public Library. As part of a major $15 million digital governance for resilience World Bank funded ICT project, these documents will soon be digitized and preserved. Permanent Secretary with responsibility for education, Finley Jeffrey, explains.
This is the main project that will digitize all of government's records, whether it be at the registry, public library. I am pleased to announce that we have set in motion, really, the digitization of those records, especially those critical national records at the public library. So all national records of national importance, all these old magazines and so on that speaks to Grenadianism and so on, those things, we will be digitizing them. I think a contract will be issued very, very soon. I think the evaluation has already taken place, and so once that contract is issued, we have looked at space for the contractors to work, and we foresee that in the not too distant future, all those important records of the public library will be digitized and will be available in an electronic form for the public's consumption, and that I think is very, very important, and it's a gigantic step as we move forward.
Retired head librarian and Grenada's most experienced librarian at the Grenada Public Library, Lillian Sylvester, is expected to be re-engaged during this process.
We are hoping to engage Ms. Sylvester, who is really the guru in terms of librarian affairs in Grenada, and she would be able to give some direction on what we have, where are they, how many, and so on. So she will be able to provide that kind of guidance, experience guidance for the contractors as they work. But as it stands now, they sit at the public library, and then of course we need now to determine, after they have been digitized, what do we do with those physical records?
The permanent secretary added that Grenadians will also be engaged in the process, which he believes can be completed in roughly 6 months. With regard to the physical structure, Jeffrey said discussions are in progress.
The public should get some word very soon, because the Ministry of ICT and the Ministry of Education, which are the two ministries incidentally that I'm involved in, we would be, working towards this. Now, the physical library projects, this is something else, and I think a lot of evaluation would have to take place, evaluation of the building, determine what to do with the building as it is, if it can be restored, if it cannot. But what is important is that the government, when they were campaigning, libraries was high, and restoration of the libraries was very, very high on the educational agenda. So this is something that the public is looking forward to. This is something that I know the public would hold us accountable for. And this is something that I know discussions at the highest level have begun to see how this could be operationalized. So I am confident, and I look forward to the restoration in some form or the other of libraries in Grenada, so that people can have, or we can have our libraries back fully operational.
Based on information from the Grenada National Trust, the Grenada Public Library holds approximately 60,000 titles, including a large collection of newspapers, reports, and other documents. It is home to a large part of the National Archives and is the official repository of government and parliamentary records, which by law must be made available for public viewing. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is accepting applications for the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program. The program is open to Grenadians between 16 and 35 years with a demonstrable record of leadership. They must also be of sound moral probity and character, have a demonstrable track record of participation in community youth development programs, and have excellent knowledge of youth development best practices and policies, among others. 2 persons will be selected for this cohort, 1 male and 1 female. They will represent Grenadian youth by bringing relevant issues to the attention of policymakers and planners at the national, regional, and international levels. In addition, the ambassadors are required to organize and conduct social intervention sessions with young people across the island, conduct virtual and/or physical empowerment sessions and consultations in keeping with portfolio areas and the national youth policy, and provide analysis of national and international youth development trends, challenges, and opportunities. Acting Coordinator of Youth Development, Mr. Earl Williams, says the program acts as a strategy to promote youth advocacy and facilitate youth participation in the decision-making processes.
It is important because, one, it provides the young persons with a lot of exposure. Exposure in the sense that they are now going to be meeting with community groups. They are now going to be meeting with regional organizations, international organizations, local organizations at a level that they may not have been able to do before. It provides for an opportunity for travel. Again, you travel to get the experience of what it's like in other countries. You get the experience of understudying programs, projects in other countries. It also provides a platform for national debate where our young persons who are interested their voices can be heard through that national debate. It helps to strengthen you as a young person. It helps to strengthen your network as a young person. You're able to meet and greet with other persons regionally, locally, and even internationally. It strengthens your leadership skills. So these are some of the benefits.
Former CARICOM Youth Ambassador Jashawn Clark spoke to us about his experience.
It was definitely a very insightful and rewarding experience for me. I got the opportunity to serve my country and help the young people in Grenada, people like me and others who are disadvantaged youths, to better themselves and to assist their families in some way, whether that be by providing them with financial support or with food and other things that can assist them, like supplies, books, so on. So it was very rewarding to be able to serve my country in that way.
Interested persons should visit the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's Facebook page to access the application form or apply online. The deadline for submission is 11:59 p.m. Friday, September 30th, 2022. For additional information, persons can call 440-6917 or email communications@youth.gov.gd. That story has brought us to the end of the National Report for today, Tuesday, 20th September 2022. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Kristen Mitchell, saying thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Chrisanne, and the rest of the GIS News team for that. And what we're going to do right now is to take a look at the weather, and weather is submitted by the Met Office. Now, of course, we told you that you can expect a lot of rain, all right, tomorrow, a lot of rain and gusty winds, okay? So we are probably going to be giving you some more weather updates during the course of the day tomorrow than usual, all right? But what we have for you is the forecast for tonight into tomorrow, the general forecast. Partly cloudy and breezy with light to moderate isolated showers, increasing in cloudiness by morning. 24 degrees Celsius is going to be the minimum temperature for tonight into tomorrow. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. A marine advisory is in effect for tonight. Let's look more specifically to tomorrow. The weather is expected to be cloudy to overcast and windy with moderate to heavy scattered showers and a medium chance of thunder. There's a warning, sorry. There's a medium chance of flooding and landslides in areas that are so prone. High wind advisory is in effect as well. Max temperature 29.5 degrees Celsius and the minimum 23.5. Winds northeasterly to southeasterly at 16 to 26 miles per hour, gusting higher with showers. Seas moderate to rough with waves up to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. Again, there's a marine advisory that will be in effect for tomorrow as well. So just to recap, there's a warning, a medium chance of flooding and landslides in areas that are so prone, and a high wind advisory as well. Those of you who are currently tuned in on YouTube, we want to say hello to you and thank you for being there. We appreciate your company all the time. It's been a while, so now we are back on our feet again to say hello to Suzanne and as well Michelle. It's Clovey and Good Life and everyone else who is currently tuned in on YouTube. We'd like to say hello to you. Those of you who are on Facebook, we'd also like to say hello to you. Yes, for those of you who have not, Eslin. Eslin, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Good to see you on. Under the circumstances, I'm sorry, you know. Miriam, Vicky, Pearl, Rolander, Chrissy, Zaka, Kirin, Princess, Yvonne, Claire, Hillary, Eunice, Sally, and Rita. Did I say Cynthia? Did I say Bermuda? Bermuda, I thought you said you was going. Caron. Joylyn. Hi, Joylyn. How are you doing? And Patrice, Java, Block. Who else? Did I say Salian? Yes, Salian. I know what you're saying. Eunice, Hillary. It is what it is, you know? Yeah, life tough. I know that some people are angry tonight. I don't know how. Some people are grieving, some people are angry. This whole thing has kind of like refreshed some harsh memories. Glenda, Shireen. Okay, they say that they've met their shared target. Okay, that's cool, that's awesome. Thank you for so doing. Yeah, son, thank you. Princess, hello, how are you? So guys, I appreciate you. God bless you and your family. And I'm hoping to be with you guys tomorrow, God's willing, again, okay? So, yeah. The struggle is real. Okay, the struggle is real. I know how some of you feel, you know. I know how Shamsi, how are you? I know how some of you feel. Okay, so boy. By the way, for some of you who have not shared the program yet, I would really like to encourage you to go ahead and share, because please share the business. All right, Romel, you haven't shared. Romel, share the program. Joylyn, have you shared? I would like to. Arlene, have you shared? I'd like you to share the program. We're just a few shares away from getting to 200, and I think that would be good for us if we do. All right, so if you have not yet shared, I want to encourage you to share so that we can get that done, okay? Who's here? Who wants us to share? Who wants to share with us? Shamsi, share with us. Joylyn, please share with us, you know? We would like to get up to the 200 mark as the target for tonight. We're at 179, and I think that we can get there together. All right, so please go ahead. If you are always there, you never see nothing, roll on the high. Romel share about 5 times. Okay, Paul, you ain't share yet. Share the business. All right, share the business. It's amazing how things like that happens. All right, Erlene, how are you? It's amazing that I don't even know, man, why it's always the high-profile cases that you find all kind of funny things happening with and to. It's worrisome, no, isn't it? It's worrisome. Yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me. Anyway, yes. So, whew. Yep. So we're looking for 7 more persons to share on the program. So I know you are one of them. I know there are some of you who have not yet shared. We're looking for you to share the business tonight. All right. Tonight has given a lot of people headache, Kirin. Tonight gave a lot of people headache. I can tell you that. Hillary, thank you for sharing. Burgess, you ain't share yet. Burgess, you had to share the business. You know, and make sure all your family share the business too. We are looking for 1 more share, and that 1 share could come from you. So share the business. Understand? So, yeah, it's always like the high-profile cases you find all sorts of funny things happening with. And it just baffles you. It pauses you. I mean, you know, from 68 years to 8 years. So 60 years shaved off the sentence, you know, of a serious crime. And then you'll find others who have done less. Hey, Liz, what do you think that's going to do to them? Those who have committed crimes that are a little more trivial and has to spend more time. They have not killed, but probably they're a repeat offender, or they've done something like some sort of money-related crime, fraud, drugs, and they're behind bars for 15 years, 8 years, 9 years, 11 years, 12. How is that going to make them feel? Knowing that someone killed another and was able to walk freely. You know, so I'm just saying, I'm just getting into the minds of the people who are now doing some sort of time for some sort of crime. You know, Mikey, he got a chance to start over. What is it? Mikey, he got a chance to start over, and the young lady will never come back. Lord, give that family the grace and strength to cope with this madness. Yeah, somebody should be held accountable. Should be held accountable. Jim, how are you? You know? Anyway, I think we all feel the same way. It's like we get hit by a truck. We get hit by a truck. So, it is what it is. Life goes on. The young man has a chance to become someone else. Give Sharon a call. Okay. You know, the young man, let's hope that he can change his life, if he has not already, and give some sort of positive contribution towards life in Grenada so that people will see him in a different light. You know what I mean? Hey, Crystalline, how are you? And Vern, blessings to you. Understand? Because I think that's the only way he can redeem himself, by giving back selflessly towards the family in one way or the next. You know, just going the extra mile in assuring people that he's no longer a threat to anyone else, and that he's here to contribute back into society, and he feels grief and sorrow for his doings and all of that. You know, there is a way out. Redemption is always possible. It's just whether or not you're willing to go the extra mile to achieve it. You know? So, yeah. Ay. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, and I'll look for, we are at 221 shares. Thank you very much, guys. God bless you and God bless your family. Let's go now, people. Good night, everybody. Take care. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and everyone on the live right now, say, Ja! No! God bless you. God bless your family. Until we see you again. All right? Which I'm thinking should be very soon from now. As soon as tomorrow, God's willing. Take care, family.